Hi, and welcome to our adult story time. If you don't know, my name is Karen. I'm the Adult Services Specialist here at Alexander Hamilton Library. So I'd like to suggest if you have program ideas or there's some things you'd like to see us try at the library, why not give me a call, stop by, or send an email here to the library, and any ideas would be appreciated. So today's story is taken from a book, Fooled You, Fakes and Hoaxes Through the Years, and this book was written by Elaine Pascoe, and it was published by Henry Holt and Company. The story that I've picked out of this book for the day is one that holds some interest in this area. I know occasionally I hear people talking about, joking about Bigfoot. And so our story is entitled The Creature in the Woods. And it was not set in this location, but still Bigfoot is a thing pretty much everywhere across the country. The Creature in the Woods. One morning in 1958, a worker carving a logging road through a forest in northern California returned to the clearing where he had parked his bulldozer the night before. All around the machine were strange footprints, unlike any he had ever seen. The tracks were human-like, yet not human. Whatever had made them certainly had big feet. The prints measured 16 inches toe to heel. A local newspaper ran a story about the strange discovery, calling the mystery animal Bigfoot. The report sparked a buzz of interest. Was some sort of giant ape out there in the woods? Skeptics dismissed the idea, but a few people recalled Native American legends about Sasquatch, a giant man creature that haunted the ancient forests and mountains of the Pacific Northwest. And there had been reports of giant ape-like creatures elsewhere, the abominable snowman or yeti of Asia, for example. Before long, other tracks were found, and there were more reports of Bigfoot. Some people said they had caught a fleeting glimpse of a hairy creature that stood between 7 and 10 feet tall. Others heard its bone-chilling howls or caught its scent, something like a skunk, they said, but worse. And some just sensed its awful presence. Suddenly, I had this very bad feeling, a prospector reported. I went down on my knees and covered my face and eyes with both hands and tried to hide. At that moment, I heard an animal on 2 legs come down the trail. I didn't look until after it left. Far from being afraid of Bigfoot, some people went looking for the hairy beast. 2 who did were Roger Patterson and Bob Gimlin. In October 1967, they filmed what seemed to be a female Bigfoot crossing a gravel streambed in 6 Rivers National Forest, near the site where footprints had been found 9 years earlier. The film convinced many people that Bigfoot was real. In 1969, one county in Oregon even adopted a law against killing what officials called a nocturnal primate mammal. Several scientists jumped on Bigfoot bandwagons too. Grover S. Krantz, an anthropologist at Washington State University, was one. He argued that the creature was really a giant prehistoric ape, Gigantopithecus, long thought to be extinct. Krantz analyzed the 1967 film frame by frame and studied casts of footprints and other evidence. He concluded that there might be as many as 2,000 of the giant apes prowling the wilds of the Pacific Northwest, feeding on roots and berries. Krantz wasn't able to convince many other scientists, though. If thousands of giant apes were out there in the woods, most asked, why had no bones or other remains ever been found? Bigfoot or Big Fake? The mysterious creature who left footprints at 6 Rivers in 1958 wasn't a giant ape. It was the bulldozer's operator's boss, a logger and road builder named Ray Wallace. At least that's the story that came out after Wallace's death in 2002. Wallace loved practical jokes. According to his family, he decided to play a trick on his worker. He had a friend carve a pair of 16-inch long feet from wood, and he used them to make prints around the bulldozer where he knew the worker would find them. It was just a joke, and then it took on such a life of its own that even now we can't stop it. Michael Wallace, one of Ray's sons, told a reporter. Ray Wallace kept quiet about the hoax and continued to milk it for the rest of his life, faking photos, footprints, and even recordings of Bigfoot sounds. Wallace didn't produce all the evidence of Bigfoot, of course. Reports of the giant creature have come from all over the Northwest, but a lot of the reports have been questioned. Even the 1967 film is suspect. Does it show Bigfoot or someone in an ape suit? If you look closely, some people say, you can see a fastener amid the fur. And who sent the filmmakers to the stream bed site? Ray Wallace? People who have reported Bigfoot encounters aren't necessarily making up stories, but they're probably seen or heard something else. Perhaps they've caught a glimpse of a bear or heard the scream of a mountain lion. The power of suggestion can be very strong. If hikers think Bigfoot is in the woods, they may see the creature where it's not. Reminders of Bigfoot are everywhere in parts of the Northwest, too. In the Six Rivers area, tourists drive the Bigfoot Scenic Byway, lunch on Bigfoot burgers shaped like big feet, and stay at the Bigfoot Motel. Bigfoot is a big draw, and local businesses work hard to keep the stories alive. Luckily for them, there are still plenty of people who are convinced that Bigfoot is real. The sightings and footprints can't all be faked, believers insist. Even some well-known scientists say the existence of a giant primate can't be ruled out. But until someone captures a Bigfoot or finds the remains of one, most scientists won't be convinced. So why don't all the listeners weigh in? What do you think? Are there really Bigfoots out there? Let us know by commenting in the comments section. We're glad you joined us. Enjoy. Have a good time. Be safe. Stay healthy.